guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today, going to go over an entertaining email that was sent from a subscriber. As from a guy, he shares his story how recently he got to have the great satisfaction of an ex coming back after 6 years, reaching out to him looking obviously for a second chance. You're going to see, guys, in this story how out of nowhere when he was dating her, they've been dating like a year, maybe 2 years, I think 2 years, she broke up with him, just like that. Completely dumped him, said, "Can we be friends?" And she had his replacement the next week, and eventually cut him off, completely ghosted him. Really broke his heart. However, that led him down the path of the R pill, and this guy is now kicking butt in life, and he got to have the great satisfaction of her reaching out 6 years later. And that'll be a very good one to show you guys, once again proving that, as I say always, they always come back. And I've had a lot of guys comment in the comment section before saying, SSM, that's a bunch of crap, because my ex never came back. It's been 20 years. Oh yeah? Give her time. Because if she wants something, believe me, or things aren't going too well, she will reach out some way. She may not say, "I want to go out with you," or give it a second chance, but she'll find an excuse to reach out, which they usually do. And by the way, you're going to see in the story, guys, guess what? She's a single MOM with 2 mouths to feed. But there's important lessons in this story, because this is entertainment and also a good lesson here. About, like I said, they always come back, but also how a guy should never accept the friend zone. Girl breaks up with him, and she says, "I still want to be friends." That's her keeping you in layaway just in case it doesn't work out with the guy she really wants. Nope, don't ever accept that. And also how a woman's perception of a guy. Once she has a perception of you, whether it's accurate or true or not, that's going to continue on forever. This is why they always reach out to these guys thinking that they'll get a second chance when these guys are like, what are they thinking? But anyhow, I'm going to go into it. But real quick, before I go into the main story, I have a very quick one about a guy who learned the hard way why you don't spend a lot of money on a girl on the first date, but instead give him drinks. And he definitely learns the hard way, but then he has an entertaining story about the foodie dates. So real quick, this guy says, "Hello, SSM. I've been following you for a while, and I appreciate all the good work that you do bringing awareness to men's issues. I thought I'd write a quick couple of stories that would help the community. It may also be for a good laugh or two. This goes back to about 2012. I was living in Las Vegas and just getting back on track with my career after getting taken out in the 2008 recession. I work in a legal profession doing patent law. This is also after a divorce, which I will go into further detail in another story, as that's quite lengthy and has several pointers that might help men in the community." Well, bro, definitely send your story about your divorce. Just write it out well, and I'll definitely cover it. So in 2012, I'm starting to get back on my feet, get my life back together, and I start dating in the shark pit that is Las Vegas. At the time, I was unaware of any R pill content and had really no male mentors in my life, so I was beta blue pill simp, as you can get. Most of my dating at the time was done online with the various websites that everybody is familiar with. So you were basically in shark-infested waters, Las Vegas, and you were doing the dating apps. And you were completely clueless as to reality. But that's okay, because guess what? The majority of the guys watching this, including me, were equally as clueless when I was much younger too. I learned the hard way. Anyway, I met this gal on one of the dating sites. After a little talking, I asked her out for dinner. I know, very simpish. Well, you shouldn't have asked her out for dinner. You should have asked her out for a drink. But it wasn't simpish that you had the balls to ask her out right in the spot. That was actually done right. A lot of guys will just talk to the girl and talk to the girl and talk to the girl and not get to the point, and she'll get bored and she'll see him as her friend. That's it. At least you have the balls to ask her out right away. I'll give you that. But you should have a dinner for some chick you just met? She doesn't earn that. One drink, gentlemen. That's it. And of course, because I'm making very good money, I take her out to a very nice dinner. At the time, probably about $350. Smack! $350 in 2012 money. That's a hell of a lot more today. For some broad you just met, you do the bullshit they show you on TV. And watch how she repays his generosity. I know that's worth 2 smacks, and foolish to spend that kind of money on the first date with some 304. Anyway, here's the funny part. So after dinner, I'm walking her to her car, and she's literally talking on her phone with some Chad she's about to go bang. Yeah, she's probably making fun of you, saying, "Look at this jackass that spent all his money on me, and I haven't done anything to earn it." My first exposure with a foodie date. It was at that moment I came up with a new dating rule. The rule works very well for me, and I hope it does for the other members of the SSM community. And that rule is, fuck them before you feed them. Or more politely as you can put it, do not invest any money in food for a woman until the intimacy has already begun. There you go. It was an expensive lesson, but at least you learned. that $350 in 2012 money, you could have bought some Apple stock back then, or done something for yourself that you would have enjoyed, you know? But if you learned that lesson, then I guess that was money well spent. See, guys? Right. First date, one drink. Coffee, tea, a walk through the freaking park. I don't know. Keep it cheap. A beer, a wine, a martini. That's it. That's all you got to do. You'll be able to tell real quick if you like her and want to continue seeing her after that. And if she scoffs and you not taking her out to dinner, she's not worth your time. There's plenty of girls out there. From then on, all my first dates were for a quick coffee or a quick drink. Always during happy hour, and no more than a drink or two. You learned. Good. Okay, so fast forward a few months, and I'm dating this other gal, casually hooking up. Okay, so you're already hooking up with her, so therefore she's earned a meal. I take her out to dinner, in compliance with the rule, and then we're going to go see a show. We finish dinner, and I'm driving us to the show, but she won't put her fucking phone down. And she's always talking with some guy on the phone, and this is where I have also included my R-pill moment. You should never tolerate that shit. She's on the phone with some other dude, or anybody for that. You're on a date. She can have the respect to put down her goddamn phone. While she's engrossed with talking to some guy on her phone, while I'm driving, after having dropped a couple hundred on dinner, smack! Again, this sounds like a friends with benefits. Why can't she spend money, right? I decide I'm going to take her home and just start driving to her house. I pull up to the front of her house, and she then realizes that I brought her home and not to a fancy show. She looks at me with this look of disgust, like, do you really think we're just going to have dinner and come back to my place and have a bang? That was the look she had, along with her entitled demeanor. However, before she could say a word out of her resting bitch face, I just looked at her and told her to get out of the car. The date is over. She furiously got out of the car, and I couldn't drive away fast enough. I left her standing on the sidewalk, all dressed up, and nowhere to go. Dude, that's awesome. You handled it the best way you could in that situation. I would have dropped her off, frankly, not at her house, but, it's still pretty funny. Of course, in the days to follow, she's blowing up my phone with all the common stuff. You're rude, you're insecure, you're such an a-hole, etc. I never responded, never spoke to her again, just ghosted. It was nice to finally have a bad boy, Chad-like moment. Anyway, I hope you and SSM have a good laugh at this and learn the new rule. Stay strong, guys, and leave them 304s for the streets. Well, hey, freaking men, bro. It's a good story there. This is why I say one drink. And by the way, guys, I'm sure you can probably hear my voice is a little off. I'm sick. Doing the best I can here, so thank you for bearing with me. Okay, on to the main story about the guy who had the great laugh with the girl coming back. This guy says, hey, SSM, you always say that women always come back. I didn't really believe that, but something happened recently that makes me believe it. Aha! You were a doubter, but now it happened to you. About 6 years ago, I thought I was in a great relationship with a woman for about 2 years, and when she had nowhere, ended it with me. Guess it wasn't so great. She said that she wanted space and wanted to just be friends. I foolishly agreed to just be friends. Smack! Dude, that's nice guy shit. Nice guys do that hoping that she'll feel bad for them and hope that when the guy screws up, she'll come back to them. That's a great deal for her because she gets to keep you in layaway. Things don't work out the way she really wants. Woman's not going to respect a guy that acts like that, okay? You don't want to be friends with her. You want to have a romantic relationship with her. It's either essentially the romantic relationship or nothing. You got to be prepared to walk and have the balls to do that. I know you know this now, but I got to make this point. Less than a week later, she was dating someone else and had him posted all over her Facebook, which makes it obvious that she was monkey branching and found someone else and dumped me for him. That's exactly what was going on. She was finding your replacement while you were still together and while you thought everything was great. So we got to pay attention to the red flags. That's what they do. They don't have the decency to end it with you and then find somebody else. They find your replacement. Now, let me just say this. Not all girls do this, but a lot do. And I've known some that do it. I was, of course, hurt, but I told her I hope them both the best. Smack! No, you don't. You don't hope them the best. You hope that guy crashes and burns. And we can still be friends if she wanted to. Smack! No, you don't want to do that. I know that was pretty stupid of me, but I was the nice guy and thought that it was what I need to do to maybe get her back. You know, one of the biggest differences between nice guys and bad boys are, I say this all the time, one of the biggest differences is nice guys always put everybody else's needs first and their needs last. Right here. Your need is that you don't want to be friends with her. You want a romantic relationship. But you're going to let her do that shit because you obviously want to get in her good graces. That's nice guy shit. You don't want that. but you're putting her needs to keep you in friend zone first, instead of your needs to either romance or walk. She said that was fine, but within 24 hours, she blocked me on everything, and that was pretty much it for the friendship. There you go. That's what a nice thing, what a nice parting gift for you being with her for 2 years. I was pretty devastated at the time, but hindsight being 2020, she did me a favor as she cut me off from her cold turkey, which is what I needed to stop simping for her. It took me a while, but I found my purpose and started finding R-Pill content on YouTube, which I started to watch and learn from. Okay, there was a silver lining to the whole situation. I'm doing great as I'm in great health and I have my own electronics and PC repair business, which I make decent money doing. Good for you, man. You found what you like to do, made a business out of it, and now you're making good money. I want all you guys to do that in some capacity one day if you have the entrepreneurial spirit. I've seen countless videos of you saying they always come back, and I did not believe it. After 6 years of zero contact, she will never try to contact me again. That was true until last night. I got a message request from a very familiar name on Facebook. It was my ex from 6 years ago. This is a copy and pasted message I got from her, which I blanked out locations for privacy. Guys, now listen to what she says here. And by the way, when women reach out to guys, they will always find some excuse, some stupid-ass excuse to write them. Aside from the usual, hey, or hey stranger, they'll some stupid-ass excuse. Now listen to this. She says, last month I had a dream about you. I was in such and such place, and a little corner store, if you remember where we had walked to that corner store a long time ago. I was sitting in that parking lot working, but I had a dream about you, that you had died, and I wanted to check on you to make sure you were still alive and doing all right. That's her excuse for writing him. I had a dream that you died. I'm sure she can see him active on Facebook or whatever, that he's alive and well, but this is her dumbass excuse to reaching out to him. She says, you're going to have to make a trip to come one day and see me. You dumped me, blocked me, but I'm, after 6 years, going to actually get in the car and make a trip to go to you? Really? She says, I have 2 kids now, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I got married and got divorced, and I'm just kind of floating in life a bit. I don't know where the wind is going to take me. Translation, she's now a single MOM. She's got 2 mouths to feed. She's in her late 20s. It's not as easy for her to get guys like she did. So she's now thinking, who can I go back to? That'll be a sure thing that I can, mooch off of and will take me back. Oh yeah, Mr. 6 years ago, who, was cool with being the friend that I blocked. See? The perception will last the test of time. I did not respond to the message, but it did give me a good laugh, so I had to share this. I do not believe that she had a dream about me. She didn't have a dream about you. That was likely an excuse to message me. It's crazy that she still thinks after 6 years of zero contact that she still sees me as that nice guy that will take her back despite her being a single MOM of 2 kids. Wouldn't surprise me that she still thinks she's a catch despite being almost 28 years old, divorcee with 2 kids. That's exactly it. Her perception of you is you're the same nice guy and you'll take her back. She thinks she's a prize. I mean, maybe she's good looking for 28 and having 2 kids, but let's just say things are, well, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking here because it's YouTube, but things are not as good down south amongst other things they once were. 2 little screaming kids to take care of, but nice guys will take whatever they can get. But this guy has turned himself around. He's R-Pill strong. He's a success. His prime is beginning. Why would he take her back? But she thinks, like a lot of the gals think, that the guys will take her back. The only thing I can say about the situation is how the mighty have fallen. She left me near the height of her prime, and it blew up in her face. She's now a single MOM of 2 that is getting ready to hit the big 30. Her relationship prospects are limited, and she is likely desperately looking for a sucker to take care of her and her kids, which is why she came to me as one of her last resorts. Exactly. Bro, you've learned. The students become the master. Good for you. The irony thing is that now I'm in my prime and will just get better as time passes. This may sound mean, but her usefulness is probably limited to being an easy lay and not much else. If she does find a sucker, it wouldn't be the quality guy that she would likely have to take care of. Sometimes life turns out for the best. You're living your best life, but the one that got away loses out at life. And yeah, they always come back, even if it's years down the line. See? So you guys that doubt me, I'm telling you, they're going to come back. You might be old and in the nursing home, but you're going to get a message from that girl that dumped you 50 years ago. They always come back if they need assistance or their options are limited and all that. Always. Doesn't mean they're going to ask you out, but they're going to reach out in the hopes that you will connect the dots and ask them out. But anyhow, good one here. You got nice little revenge there. She ditched you like that. 6 years later, you ghosted her. But if she is remotely attractive, even after having 2 kids, because I'm assuming you wouldn't be dating some ugly broad, that she'll find a sucker. Guarantee. But what I do on here on YouTube will help there be less suckers out there. More you guys will hear these stories enough times that a situation may arrive and you'll be like, wait a second, this sounds familiar. I'm not going to do this. That's my goal here. End of story. So, bro, good job. You handled it well, and you got to have the last laugh. And I wish you all the best in your businesses and all your prospects in life. Good job. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Again, thanks for bearing with me. I'm not feeling too good, but the show must go on. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.